Hello! This video will give you information about what to look for when selecting sources for your annotated bibliography and research paper assignments. In our last video, we discussed 4 different types of sources: books, peer-reviewed articles from academic journals, web sources, and popular articles from magazines and newspapers. These sources fall into 2 categories: peer-reviewed or scholarly, and popular. You may have heard these terms before, but let's break it down to see what they mean in this context. Popular sources are written or created for the general public. Popular sources could include magazines, websites, and newspapers. They're usually pretty easy to read and don't use technical terms, and probably don't have citations or bibliographies. Academic sources can include books written by scholars or experts in the field, as well as scholarly articles published in academic journals. These sources are generally associated with an academic institution, such as a university, and the language used might be technical in nature. There are a few tips that you can use to determine if a source is academic or not. Ask yourself, are there citations? Who is the author? And if you're looking at an article, does it have an abstract? An abstract will be at the beginning of the paper and will summarize the information that the article covers. When writing your bibliography, you'll be using both academic and popular sources. Make sure that all of these sources relate to your topic. Even if Sam finds a great academic article on vegetarianism, if its focus is on obesity rather than the environment, it wouldn't make sense to include in his annotated bibliography. Now we'll talk about what to look for when finding each type of source. Let's start with books. Sam will look for books on the Dominican Library website. Books will give Sam a broad overview of his topic. Often books have been more carefully reviewed and edited than some other sources. In order to make sure that the book that you're looking at is a good fit for your topic, take a look at the following areas of the book: the table of contents, the index, and the bibliography. Do you see keywords or ideas that relate to your topic in these areas? Do you see chapters that you think would be a good fit for your topic? If so, the book is likely to be a good source. Now let's move on to scholarly or peer-reviewed journal articles. Sam will find these by using a library database such as Academic Search Complete. These articles could give Sam more detailed and current information on his topic. In order to make sure that an article is a good fit for your topic, take a look at the following areas: the abstract, the introduction, citations at the end of the article, and when it was written. If Sam finds information on his topic in the abstract as well as the introduction to the article, it's probably a good article for him to use in his bibliography. Sam will want to make sure that he can understand the articles that he's selected. Some articles are written for scientists or other scholars and won't be very useful for Sam's assignment. Sam will also want to pay close attention to the date the article was written. Your instructor will indicate what date range they want you to use. Sam's instructor has told him to only use articles written in the last 5 years. Magazines and newspapers can be helpful for finding out about current events or more recent information on a topic. Sam must find these using the library databases. When looking at a magazine or a newspaper, just like all of the other sources we talked about, please keep the following in mind. Who is the author of the article? Is this person a well-regarded journalist? Where do they get their information? Are their sources reliable? Does the title of the article or publication indicate a bias? For example, Sam wouldn't want to use an article written in a magazine called "Being a Vegetarian Rocks," because this source appears to be pretty biased. Websites can be a good source of information. However, it's very important to check websites for accuracy and credibility before using them in your annotated bibliography. In order to use a web source for this project, Sam will want to be able to answer the following questions about it. How recently was the website updated? Does the website contain information that needs to be updated regularly? Is the website reliable? Are there sources cited on the page? If so, what kind of sources? Do the links on the page work? The author, can he determine what group or person created the web page? If so, who are they? Are they an expert on the topic, or do they have a biased opinion? And finally, what purpose does the website serve? Again, there are a wide variety of websites available, so please be sure to evaluate the website in order to ensure that it's credible. You should now have a good idea of how to find appropriate sources for your assignment. If you have any questions about the assignment, please feel free to ask a librarian. We're available at the reference desk in the library, by chat through the library website or by email. Thanks for watching.